back to Tiki Taka Talk, and today we are reacting to my predictions for every single club's breakout player this season. Who would go through the lines, go as far as being a star player, and who would emerge as one of the best players for their team? Now, as always, I will have bad predictions, and I will have good ones. I got 4.5 predictions correct out of 21 teams, which isn't bad, but it's not good either. So, without that being said, let's hop into things, reacting to all 21 teams that I predicted for. Start off with the Premier League. Liverpool is the reigning champions. I predicted their breakout player would be Cody Gakpo. There was a breakout player on that left side, but it wasn't Gakpo, it was Rio Ngamoha. He's been great this season. Gakpo is not. Manchester City, I said Marmoush, and this felt like a decent pick at the time, He was the backup to Haaland, could play on that left side as well. He was versatile. He fit into Pep Guardiola's system. But it just didn't work out, and Doku and Cherki had great seasons. Semenyo came in, which really gave no room for Marmoush to even do anything. So yeah, the second one wrong. Arsenal, I said Zubamendi after coming from Real Sociedad would be good. Little did I know Arsenal would have a great season. But yeah, he wasn't their breakout player. Declan Rice and Gabriel were absolutely incredible. You could say Hurrien Timber and David Raya broke out this season. Manchester United, I said Bryan Mbeumo. Now, even though he did kind of break out, he wasn't the player that broke out the most. He was still a solid player. Newcastle, this was the first pick that I got right, even though they had a pretty bad season in terms of place. I predicted Newcastle's best breakout player to be Bruno Guimaraes. And he has been their best player. He has locked down that midfield with Tonali, but he has definitely been the best part of the midfield. And with that said, Bruno Guimaraes is the breakout player. That's the point. Chelsea, I said Jamie Bino Giddens. Now I know that's a horrific pick because he has been terrible for Chelsea. But I was actually a Bino Giddens liker, I loved his time at Dortmund, even though I'm a Bayern fan. But I saw his potential, and once I saw he got the move to Dortmund, I just knew, or the move to Chelsea, I just knew it's either sink or swim for this guy. If he loses, his career is done, and now that's the case. Spurs, I said Pedro Porro. I actually predicted they weren't going to have a good season, and I thought maybe Pedro Porro would, be that piece that's holding the entire ship together. And he was good, but he wasn't good enough to break out this season. Bayern, I said Pavlovic. Now, he was a breakout player. Many will argue that he was the breakout player of the season. And I only gave myself half a point for this one because there's also a very good case for Leonard Carl. Carl has been great this season, broke out from being a nobody to now getting linked to Real Madrid at 17 years old. So I only gave myself a half point. Pavlovic definitely had the most consistency in breakout because Carl just came on for a few games, 17-year-old. So yeah. Leverkusen, I said Amin Adli. He was their backup striker, and I thought maybe he would weasel in, score a bunch of goals, and be breakout. No, he did not. Dortmund, I said Adeyemi. He was one of the best players for Dortmund. And we were really waiting for years to see, will this guy finally break out? And this season, that was not the case. Ryerson was their best player, according to many stats. Stuttgart, this was one of the predictions that I made at the start of the year that I absolutely love. I said Angelo Stiller would be the breakout player and the best player. And I got them both correct because he went from just another midfielder to Stuttgart's best player this season. And I'm proud of that prediction. I may not get all my predictions correct, but some predictions, I do get them right. Leipzig, I said Luis Openda. And he got loaned out to Juventus. So I think I was smoking something. Barcelona, I said Gavi would be the breakout player. Somehow find a way through De Jong and Pedri. One of them maybe could have gotten injured. Gavi get game time. And we've really waited for Gavi to finally break out, and he never has for no reason. This guy has the star power to break out, but he's just not on the level of De Jong and Pedri. And for that reason, I was wrong. Real Madrid, I got this one correct. I said Arda Güler would find a way to start above Rodrigo. At the start of the season was pretty untouchable. I said that he would start, he would do great, and he would break out, and he did exactly that. Atletico, I said Javier Bonar. This was about when I started picking young players, because I had no clue about the starting players who was going to break out. And I didn't get that right. Athletic Club Bilbao, I said their striker Gorka Guraseta would break out. Not only did Athletic Club Bilbao have a pretty bad season, but Guraseta did not break out. Inter Milan, I said Matteo Cocci would break out. Esposito broke out for them, so another wrong prediction. AC Milan, I said Marco Lazetic. He was a promising youngster who was getting game time, and he just didn't break out. Juventus, I said Francisco Conceição, and this was another one where I was hanging on the fence. But Yildiz, was he considered a breakout? I mean, I guess he is a star player now compared to when he was just a good player. So I guess Yildiz gets the win there. At Atalanta, I said Giorgio Scalvini would be their breakout player. And he was having a great season, but he wasn't the best breakout. And finally, PSG, I said Desiree Doué. I thought that he was going to go from third in the attack to being the top man. And now I think he's on the level with Dembele, definitely behind Kvara, who's kind of shaking them off right now. But I think that he did break out enough because this team just stayed the exact same, so there was really no one to break out. So 4.5 points out of 21 teams. You could count Juventus as a half point, so I would say 5 points. But, I mean, it's not bad getting a fourth of my predictions correct for just a random thing. You never know which players are going to break out. But I just think I'm really bad at predicting. You know, it's a common recurrence in these videos. I'm really bad at predicting. But this was the final one, so I'll see you next time. This has been Tiki Taka Talk.